Hey guys, it's Zaphod here with another edition of the comic strip. For those of you who haven't watched before, just a little bit about this. I do work at a comic store, so I get my comics on Tuesdays to pre-read them. And that being the case, I understand that a lot of you haven't read these comics, so I try to be as spoiler-free as I can. If you ever catch me stepping over the line, just let me know in the comments. I do try to not spoil anything, so if there's an issue that you see me reading, I'll endeavor to not give away anything going on in the issue, so that way you can still enjoy it, which is really important to me. So let's get started then, shall we? This first issue that I read this week is one that I've been waiting for a long time. Nathan Edmondson put out a couple independent series that have taken over a year for the issues to come out. The one that I'm reading tonight is Dream Merchant. It's a series that I really dug when it was coming out, but it hasn't been out for quite a while now. The same week that he's putting out Dream Merchant, he's also putting out his other series that's been on hiatus for quite a while, Where is Jake Ellis? I'm not actually reading that one. I wanted to wait and to see when it came out fully before I started, given that I knew that it was on such a delay. But this, I'm so happy that it's back. It's really building up towards a climax. This is issue 4 of 6. For those of you who haven't checked out the series, I really enjoy it. I enjoy it to the point that I've been waiting desperately for a year just to read it again, and I am not at all disappointed. I'm really happy that it's back. So they don't have a date yet for issue 5, which hurts my heart, but hopefully it comes out before too terribly long. Then up we have, I would like to point out, I have a little bit of a different backdrop in lighting. We're having a partial power outage in my house, so I had to kind of move things, and I'm just using a little lamp, so if anything's hard to see, I apologize. Hopefully that won't be the case for much longer. We just are having some thunderstorms here. Anyway, yes, continuing on. Next up we have Sex Criminals number 7. Sorry, there's glare. There, that's the angle. I love this comic because it's both, you know, pervy and, you know, and about sex, but it's equally deep, and you get to learn about, like, these characters and their emotions and the shit that's going on in their life, and it's done in a very real and profound way that I really appreciate. You get the humor, but you get a genuine, honest, wonderful story. So this is consistently one of my favorite books that's coming out, and I'm just, I love it so much. Next up we have Batman number 34. This issue is immediately after 0 year, but before next month is all of the Future's End one-shot. So this is just going to be kind of a one-shot story written by Scott Snyder and Jerry Dugan, and it is illustrated by Matteo Scalera of, you know, Black Science and Dead Body Road, and this is just a really cool one-shot issue. I really enjoyed it. I'm interested to see how that Future's End thing is going to go next month, and then after that we'll jump right into the next storyline with Snyder and Capullo, so that'll be great. Next up we have Batman Eternal number 19. In this issue, you're starting to see a little bit more with Harper and Tim as they're getting more acquainted, and he's kind of irritated with her, but they're seeming to be developing a bit of a rapport, and I like to see that develop there. And Batwoman is such a badass. It's really cool. I love her, and it's cool seeing her just, you know, be cool and kick ass and stuff like she does. Yeah. Next up we have Starlight number 5, and so as usual there were 2 covers for this. There was this one, and then there was a Rob Liefeld cover. Everyone's got their opinion. I will just say I picked this issue, and whatever works for you is good. There's only one more issue left in this series, so there's definitely a lot building up in this one. There's a lot of crazy shit that goes on, and it's just such a good issue, and I love it. There's only one more, which I'm a little, you know, it's bittersweet. I'm sure it's going to end amazingly, but it's a little sad to see it go so soon. And then actually this is one title that I fell behind on because it came out last month while I was out of state, but I read issue 4 and issue 5 today of Shudder, and this series is fantastic. I love it. It is just like if my comic comics that I love were like a music chart. It's very, very quickly climbing the chart and getting in there towards the top numbers, and it's really cool. It's just an interesting juxtaposition between like normal modern life that we know and this amazing fantastical world. It's just really cool to see those two worlds play together so well in this cool story and seeing as it builds. And now we have a new #1. This is from Boom Studios. It's by Michael Allen Nelson and Dan Mora. It's Hexed #1. And I actually found out after I read that there was a previous Hexed. But saying that, I've never read Hexed before. I jumped in this. It starts off cool and crazy, but you don't need to read the original to enjoy this. I enjoyed this thoroughly without even knowing that there was another series beforehand. The premise of this is there's a character, a female named Lucifer, and her job is she hunts down these magical artifacts and keeps them from getting into the wrong hands. I really liked this first issue. It's something that now that I know that there was something before, I definitely would consider going back and checking out the rest of it because it's cool and it's creepy, but there's just a lot of fun stuff going on, and the art is just really, really nifty, and I like it. And then we have another #1, this time from Dark Horse. This is by Dan Abnett and Ian J. Colbert. This is Dark Ages. It's the story of a mercenary and his troop of mercenaries. They're out looking for work, and they discover these evil forces from we don't really know where, but it's really interesting because it is, you know, just very medieval, and then you see all these crazy beasties, and it's cool, it's interesting. I like how it's written. It's all very medieval formal speak, which I find cool, so it's fun. I like the art, so I'll be interested to see where they're gonna take this one. And then from Icon, #4 of the United States of Murder Inc. I really dig this series. It's a lot of fun. I love the color palette. They go from having a few pages with just in grayscale to having these really bold colors. It's just such a cool art style, showing like the different time periods and stuff as things are progressing, and I really like how they use that art in the telling of the story. I think it's really cool. This is one that takes a little longer for me to read because it is so word heavy, but it's all necessary and it's all great and awesome to the plot. So this is definitely one that I am enjoying. And then we have from Vertigo, Coffin Hill #10. This is continuing having the flashbacks and flash forwards from the different parts in the Coffin's life. From you have her first case to where she is presently, and it's bouncing back and forth from that. I'm really enjoying the story arc. I think I'm liking it better than the first one, and this series is just doing some really cool stuff, which I am enjoying reading. And then we have another from Boom Studios, Thomas Alsop #3. And this is another series that I'm really enjoying. It's another limited. It's only going to be going for 8 issues. But Thomas Alsop, the hand of the island of Manhattan, the guardian from supernatural creatures, senses that something is wrong with his island. That there's some shit going on, and he's trying to discover what might be happening, and it's really good. There's some cool stuff that happens in this one. And then we have Amazing Spider-Man #5. It says that this is an Original Sin tie, and I have to admit I'm not reading the Original Sin main. Maybe it ties in. It just kind of continues on with Spider-Man for me. I don't really notice a tie-in, but that's probably because I'm not reading Original Sin. But I have to say, if you're not reading Original Sin, like I'm not, you'll enjoy it just fine without having any idea what's going on in that story. He's got a sexy team up going on with Silk, which is fun. Really enjoying this Amazing Spider-Man run. It's just such fun. Really digging it. And then my last comic that I have for you guys tonight is one I'm kind of sad about. We have the last issue of Batgirl #4, written by Gail Simone. That's not entirely true. The one in September, the Futures in One Shot, will be the last one by her, and then it's going to be jumping onto the new team with Cameron Stewart, which I'm actually super excited about that run. So it's like happy sad. It's like I'm really sad to see Gail Simone leaving because I love her and I love what she's done with the character, but at the same time I'm really optimistic and I'm really excited to see what the next group is going to bring, and the concept art just looks fantastic. So I know some people have mixed feelings on it, but hey, give it a chance. It looks cool. I'm really excited about it. So that's it for me this week. I like I kept it amazingly short, so I'm proud of myself. There's a couple really cool graphic novels that came out this week, definitely worth checking out. There's a really, really gorgeous, Dark Horse put out this amazing 3-volume slipcase of the Star Wars, the original Lucas script. It's in this beautifully bound, and it's Dark Horse, so they do a steal of a deal on that. It's $100. Any other company would charge you twice that for that, but it's beautiful, and I want it, and I probably don't need it, but I want it, so you should at least check it out just to see and check out the beauty of it. And there's a new Scott Pilgrim hardcover color edition and a bunch of other really cool things coming out tomorrow, so hope you enjoy, hope you find something cool and new to read to check out this week. What are you guys reading? Let me know. What are you enjoying? What do you want to see coming up here in comics? If you have any questions for me, or if you want to just talk comics, put in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you guys. So thanks for listening, and have a good night or day, depending on when you're watching this. Bye.